morning once more. The first question we are going to look at is January 2020. A group of 100 students estimated the mass in grams of a seed. The cumulative frequency below shows the results. Using the cumulative frequency curve, estimate the median. Now, the median comes from the set of cumulative frequency data, and the formula for median is a half of the cumulative frequency, that value. So we look at the highest point in our curve. The highest point in our curve has a value of 100. So we are looking for half of 100, which is the 50th value. So they ask, estimate the median. So we have to get the grams of the seed, right? So 50 on the y-axis, we go straight across to the curve and we come straight downwards. Now, we need to read off the value. From observation, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 mini blocks within this block here. So it means that each mini block represents, if we divide 1 by 5, we will get 0.2. So it means that each mini block represents 0.2. So we have 0.2. Then here we have 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So we are counting in intervals of 0.2. If we drew the line correctly, we are supposed to get this answer here exactly on the first mini block after the number 3. So this is supposed to read 3.2 grams. But it is a graph and it depends on what value you get, right? Now, if Hannah or Andre or Jason or any one of you all, you put 3.1 or you even put 3.3, the examiner, because it is a graph and how you draw the line, the examiner will award you the mark, right? For example, if you use a pencil that is thicker than somebody else and you get a different value, they will award you. Now, you can't get an answer as 4 and expect to get the correct answer. It must be close to the actual value. So the answer here is 3.2. And when we are drawing a graph, we need to understand the scale. So the cumulative frequency, to find the median, we find half of the CF value, right? And half of the CF is 50. The median is not 50. The median is the 50th value. So we have to go to the curve and see what is the mass that corresponds to the cumulative frequency value of 50. All right, so let me pause and let you take it on, please. Any questions?
No, miss.
All right, so let's give the others a couple minutes to write down that, and then we will go to find the semi-interquartile range. Yeah, but I will then get a block. I will just say, she I assume you, but it never register. What to do? Right? I put in 8 o'clock. Yeah, because I was there for the class, right? Yeah. Now, let's go again. The upper quartile. We want to find the upper quartile So the median is in middle. In order for us to find the upper quartile, the formula for upper quartile is 3/4 of the CF. What is the CF again?
Cumulative frequency.
Right. What is the total cumulative frequency?
100.
100. So 3/4 of 100 is how much?
75.
So is 75 the upper quartile?
Yes, miss. No, we have to find the value in grams.
Right.
Yep.
So we go to the graph. We go into the graph again. Now, every 2 blocks represent 1 because we count in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 75 would lie midway between 74 and 76. So we go straight across to the curve. Remember, it's how you draw the line, right? You go straight across to the curve and we come in straight downwards. So the line's supposed to be, sorry. Now it depends on what value you get when you draw the curve. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same value. Right?
Yes, I get 4.3 grams.
So 4.3. And I want you to find Q1 for me. Q1 is 1/4 of the CF value.
You just find the quartile, is that what you said?
Yeah, find the lower quartile, which is 1/4 of the CF value. So we find 3/4, go ahead and find 1/4 now.
Finish, miss.
Finish, miss.
All right.
Yes.
All right, give the others a minute to do it, right?
Yeah, let's finish.
All right. So we want to find 1/4. So here is n over 2. This is 3/4 of n. So 1/4 would be 25, midway between 24 and 26. So we're going straight to the curve. Line too long, sorry. So we're going straight to the curve. And then we're coming downward. If drawn correctly, we are supposed to get 2.3 grams. Did you all get something similar or something close?
The same thing.
2.2.
That is okay, that is all right. So here's what we have. We have here to be 1/4 of n, right? So 3/4 and n over 4. So the semi-interquartile is equal to the lower quartile, the upper quartile. Work it out for me. The upper quartile minus the lower quartile. The upper quartile divided by 2. Q3 minus Q1 over 2. So take the two values that you got. I got 4.3 grams and 2 2.3 grams. So work it out for me.
Miss Q1 squared.
No, divided by 2. Here, divided by 2.
Okay.
Finish, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Finish, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Also finish, miss.
So we have 4.3 minus 2.3. That is equal to 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Did you all get 1?
Yes,
Yes, miss.
All right. Determine the number of students whose estimate is 2.8 grams or less. So, which axis is represented by grams? The X or the Y?
Yes.
X.
So we are going to
X.
find 2.8 on the X-axis. So 2.8 will be the mini block after 3. So we go straight up and straight across, and that is supposed to be 38. That is supposed to be 38. Any questions?
Excuse me,
Mhm, go.
miss. Exact 38, or you can get something close to
You
it.
could get something close to 38. What
Okay.
value did you get?
39, miss.
Yeah, we will take that. Anybody else want to share their answer? They got something a little bit different. Did anybody get anything besides that?
Miss, I get exactly.
So let's write some notes. Here's 38. So let's write some notes. For a cumulative frequency curve, 1, the median is found by finding the corresponding value for a half CF. 2, the upper quartile which is Q3 is found by finding the corresponding value for 3/4 of the cumulative frequency. The lower quartile is found by finding the corresponding value for 1/4 of the CF. Semi-interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1 over 2. All right, so write down that and we'll continue in a few minutes.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes, Andre.
The form to fill out for whether you're present or not, right, miss? That is for every time we're in class, or that was just for yesterday?
No, that is for every time we're in class.
Okay.
Because you remember, when I have the sessions for the roll call, not everybody comes, and sometimes in the afternoon period, you are rushing to go to class, and you don't say what, let me know if you're present or absent. So we have to do it every day. The only time I get the attendance is when you go out to the physical school.
Okay, miss.
Is anyone still writing?
Yes.
So let's go back to the question. Use the cumulative frequency curve on page 18. Complete the frequency table below. So if given the cumulative frequency, if given, so we want to write this. So write it in your book and the note that I wrote just now. If given the cumulative frequency, if given a cumulative frequency, and we need to find the frequency values we simply subtract corresponding values. So the frequency cannot be read off from the graph. We have to subtract the two corresponding values to get the frequency, because the cumulative frequency is found by the running down total. It means that we add the numbers coming down. So in our curve, we have what we call the cumulative frequency, right? So since we have the cumulative frequency, we need to find the frequency value. So take down that note and we will go to the graph and I will show you how to read off the values.
Finish, miss.
Is anyone still writing?
No, miss.
No, miss.
So we go into the curve. So I'm going to erase all these lines so you all will be able to see what I'm doing. So let's see, they actually gave you values so you will understand how they got it. We have for 0 to 2, we have 6 and 1, right? Now, we want to find the upper class boundary. How do we go about finding the upper class boundary?
Yeah, add 0.5 to the limit.
So the interval 0 to 2, we have two values, the lower one called the lower class limit and the higher one called the upper class limit. So to find the upper class boundary, take the upper class limit and add 0.5. So extend your table and find the corresponding values for me.
Finish, miss.
All right, is everyone finished? Alexa, set a timer for 14 minutes. 14 minutes, starting now. All right, is anyone still writing?
No, miss.
Negative.
So for the first class interval, what was the upper class boundary? What did you get for the first value?
2.5.
Right? Did everybody get 2.5?
Yeah, miss.
Yes, miss.
So 2.5, 4.5, 6.5, 8.5, and 10.5. So we go into the curve and we're going to see what those values correspond to. So the first one is 2.5. So we will find 2.5, which is very close to 2, right? Which is very, very close to 2.
Miss,
And this corresponds to a value of 20. So that is where they got 20 from. Yes, Anna?
that wouldn't be 2.2 where you drew the line just now.
Well, it isn't 2.2, you know. This is 2.2 here. So it's very, very, very close to 2. So let me draw it really on the line 2. It's so close to the point 2 that it probably touching the line there. So midway between that line. So very close to 2. Then we're going to 4.5, which is very close. 4.5, so just now, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, let's read off the value. It may be a little bit difficult. Let's read off the value exactly at 2 and exactly at 4. And read off the value exactly at 6, exactly at 8, exactly at 10. So we want to get all those values. So exactly at 4, we have 68. And here we have 20. The difference between these numbers would be the frequency. So how much is the frequency?
48.
48.
48.
Everybody agree?
Yes, miss.
So let's go again. This value here is 92. This value is 68. The difference here would be the frequency. Find that.
$24.
Anybody could confirm what
Yeah, miss.
Hannah's answer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
miss. Okay.
24. So let's go back to the graph here. So here we have 48. So
Miss, I
let's
can
add,
ask a question.
hold on. Let's add 20 plus 48 plus 6 plus 1. So add these values for me. Hold on, Jason. I'll take a question just now. How much did you all get?
So I get 99.
You get 99. So add.
No, miss, I
take out-
added 24. I added
So-
24.
So what is the sum of 20 plus 48 plus 6 plus 1?
75.
75.
Yes.
So take away 75 from 100.
25.
25.
25. So because the numbers have to add up, and it is a graph, because the numbers have to add up to 100, this interval here must be 25. Go ahead, Jason.
Miss, I was to tell you, I get 25.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we can't take 24 because 24 will mean that the numbers is not 100. And remember, the total number of students in the question was 100, right? The question says a group of 100 students. So which means the frequency is 100. So we could write that. The frequency is 100. So when given the cumulative frequency, we have to subtract the numbers to find the frequency. So how would we find the cumulative frequency from the frequency values now?
Just keep on adding them.
And what the final value is supposed to be?
100.
100. A student is chosen at random. Find the probability that the student's estimated mass is greater than 6 grams. Here we have the interval greater than 6. Here these numbers are greater than 6. So the probability of X greater than 6 would be 6 students plus 1 student divided by 100, which is 7 over 100. All right, is everyone finished?
Yes, miss.
When we are finished with the next question, we will take a little break and then we will come back, right? So this is the January 2021 paper. So we start with question 5. Is everyone ready?
Yes, miss.
60 students took an algebra test which comprised of 50 multiple choice questions. The number of correct answers that each student obtained is recorded in the table below. Using the table, determine the number of students who had exactly 13 answers. So we go to our table and we find 13. How many students does that correspond to?
11.
11.
So this represents 11 students. So that was pretty simple. Anybody had any difficulty with that?
Of course not.
All right. So let's go. The modal number of correct answers. So we are looking for, and write this in your book, please. The modal number is the number that corresponds to the highest frequency. Now, notice what I said. It is the number that corresponds to the highest frequency. It is not the highest frequency, okay? So the number of students represents the frequency. So we're looking for the highest frequency. What is the highest frequency?
14.
And what number does that correspond to?
9.
9.
So the modal number is 9. All right, take down what you need, and we will continue in a few minutes. All right. The median number of correct answers. So to find the median, it is, just check something. This data here is ungrouped. So to find the median for ungrouped data, the formula is a half of n plus 1, where n is the cumulative frequency. So work out that for me.
Finish, Miss.
What value did you get?
15.5.
50.5?
Miss, I get 12.5.
Oh, yeah, Miss. 12.5.
12.5.
Yes, that was your wrong thing.
All right. So you want the 12.5 value. So we're going to start a count until we get, no, sorry, this is 30.5. We're looking for the 30th.5 value, right? Did you all get half of 61, 30.5? Malik and Andre, did you all get 30.5?
Miss, I get 30 because I didn't get
Alexa,
61.
time out. Half of 61 is 30.
No, miss, I didn't get
Miss-
61. I get 60. And
Yeah, miss, I
Alright.
forget to add you on. That was my problem. I forget to add you on too.
All right, that's okay. That's okay. If you get the 60, it's half of, we want the 61 value. Half of that. So let me see where that value will start. So here we have 6. We did not reach 30 as yet, so we count again. 6 plus 14 is 20. We did not reach number 30 as yet, so we count again. 20 plus 2, 22. We didn't reach 30, so we count again. 22 plus 6 is 28. We didn't reach 30, so we count again. 28 plus 2 is exactly 30. But we don't want the 30th value, we want 30.5. So the median will be half of 12 plus 13. 12 plus 13 over 2, which is 12.5. So we keep adding until we find that respective value. All right, let's move on. The probability that a student chosen at random had at least 12 correct answers. So the word at least means that he could have 12 correct answers, he could have 13 correct answers, he could have 14, or he could have 15. So the probability that X is greater than or equal to 12, how many persons had 12 correct answers? 2, so we add in, right? 2 plus 11 plus 9
22,
plus 10,
32.
32.
32.
So here would be 32 over 60, which can be reduced to 8 over 15. So take it on, then we go to the pie chart.
Yes, miss.
A group of students wrote a physics examination. Each of the students achieved a grade 1, 2, 3, or 4. The pie chart shows the results. Determine the number of students who wrote the examination. So 117 degrees represent 39 students. So 1 degree will represent 39 over 117. And 360 degrees will also represent 39 over 117 multiplied by 360. And we will get 320 students. Did you all get that?
Yes,
I'm
I
not
get
320, 120, sorry, 120.
Miss, I get 120, miss.
Yeah, miss,
120.
I get 120.
120. Did you all get that?
Yeah, miss.
Yes, miss.
Is there anybody in class who didn't get 120? The ratio of the number of students who achieved grade 1, grade 2, or grade 4. So let's write that. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 4 is 2 to 4 to 3. If a student passed the examination, how many students, received, so to pass, you must get grade 1, 2, or 3. Do we know how many students received grade 3?
Yes, miss.
How much is that? How much is it?
That would be 30,
39.
39, yeah, my bad.
39. 39. And how many students we have in total?
120.
120.
120. So it means that this amount must be equal to 120 minus 39, which is 81. So the total shares is 2 plus 4 plus 3, which is 9. So 9 shares represent 81 students. So 1 share will represent 81 over 9, which is 9. Right? So for grade 2, it will be 2 by 9, which is 18. And for, that is grade 1. And for grade 2, it will be 4 by 9, which is 36. So the number of students who received grade 1, 18, grade 2, 36. So the total number of students who passed, (39 plus 18 plus 36, which is equal to 93. Did you all get that?
No, miss.
No, miss.
All right, we'll take it up.
Miss.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Andrew.
When everybody done take it down, right, miss, I work it out a different way, right, miss? I could show you how I work it out.
Of course, as soon as they're finished.
Sure, miss, no problem.
But did you get 93, Andrew?
No, miss, I didn't get 93.
All right, that is all right. So take down the solution and you will share your answer with us in a few minutes.
Okay, miss.
Yes, Andrew, go ahead.
Miss, so I went about, they say 39 students is represented by 117 degrees, right, miss? So I divide 117 degrees by 39 and I get 3 degrees is equal to one person, right, miss? So
Right.
I divided 45 by 3 degrees, right, miss? That was for grade 1s, and 90 degrees divided by 3, that was for grade 4s, right, miss?
Mm-hmm.
And that was 30. And I add up, I add up all the degrees, the 45, the 90, and the 117 degrees, miss, and I divide it from 360, and I get the degrees for the grade 2, right, miss? And then I divide that answer by 3, and I get the answer, right, miss? And then I divide it, I add up all, and I get 120,
Mm-hmm.
and I divide a minus 120 minus 30 degrees, miss, and I get 84.
All right. The The method in which you took is correct, Andre. However, they didn't tell us that this is 90 degrees. That is your downfall. And you assumed here was 45, but they didn't give us the measure of the angle. Now, if it indeed was a right angle, Andre, they would have put the 90 degree. It looked, and it could be deceiving too. It looked and it appeared as though it was 90. And this one appeared as though it was half of 90, which is 45. So Andre, if they had told you the measure of the angles and you used your approach, you would have gotten it correct. But the mere fact that they didn't give us the value of the angle corresponding to grade 4 and grade 1, it means that there was some discrepancy in your answer.
Okay, miss.
Right?
Yeah, miss.
Miss, you can go back to part B. Miss,
Yeah.
for that answer, I didn't get 120.
What did you get?
1080.
1080, Hannah. Enlighten us how you got it.
Miss, I divided 39 into 117 and got 3 and multiplied 3 by 360.
You multiply. Just now. So you divide 39 by 117.
I got 1 degree is equal to 3.
No, that is 1 degree is equal to 1/3. There's a mistake.
Oh, okay, man.
You remember, we want to make 1 degree the subject. So we divide by the inverse of multiply by 117. So we divide both sides by 117. So here we will get 117 cancel and 117 cancel. So we will get 1 degree is 39 over 117. And then to find for 360, we multiply by 360. All right? Now the last part, determine the value of the sector angle representing grade 1. All right? So for this one, the sector angle for grade 1 is the number of students who received grade 1 over the total number of students multiplied by 360. So 18 students received grade 1, so it will be 18 over 120 multiplied by 360. And we will
54
get
degrees.
54 degrees. All right, so it is 10:20. Let's take a break for 5 minutes. I'll see you all back at 10:25. All right, let's take a break for 5 minutes and I'll see you all back at 10:25.
Okay, miss.
All right, have you all returned?
Yeah, miss.
Okay, so we're looking at relation functions and graphs. We go to question 4. Give the others 1 minute again and we'll start.
I'm here.
All right, let's go. The function is defined as follows. F of x is such that 3 minus 2x. The diagram below shows the mapping of the function f. Determine the value of a. Can anyone tell me how to find the value of a?
You substitute
3
x
minus
with
2
negative 1.
multiplied by, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Malik, you go ahead.
Unless I was saying 3 minus 2 multiplied by negative 1.
Multiply by negative 1. And what value did you get, Malik?
Let's repeat. What value did I get? 5. Oh, 5.
Yeah.
Sorry.
5.
Why you break up for me?
All right. Andre, can you confirm Malik's answer of 5?
Yes, miss.
All right. So take it down, those of you all who didn't get it. It just means that we substitute or we replace x with the corresponding values. So we have 0. So for this one, it will be just 3 minus 2 by 0. And we know that any number multiplied by 0 will give me 0. So hence I will get 3. And 3 minus 2 by 1 will give me 1. And 3 minus 2 by 2 will give me -1. So it's a matter of substituting the corresponding values for x to get the f of x, right? Any questions?
No.
No, miss.
Okay. Determine in the simplest form the inverse of the function. So the steps, step 1, let y be equal to f of x. So y is equal to 3 minus 2x. To make x the subject. Or you can interchange either one. Let me make x the subject. So it means, all right, let me interchange it. Feel step 2, interchange x and y. So what it means, I replace y with x and I replace x with y. Step 3, make y the subject, right? So I'm going to make y the subject. So in order for me to make y the subject, I need to eliminate 3. So the opposite of add 3 is minus 3. So x minus 3 is equal to minus 2y. Then I multiply both sides by -1 to make y positive. So I will get minus x plus 3 is equal to 2y. Or 3 minus x is equal to 2y. And my last step, replace, okay, and we had to divide by 2. So we have y is equal to 3 minus x over 2. Replace y with f inverse of x. So f inverse of x is 3 minus x over 2. Did anybody get that? Did anybody get that? No?
No.
Let me see, take it on and let me see how best I could explain it again. So take it on.
Miss, I have it as some similar to it, right, miss? But instead of minus 3 minus x, miss, I have plus 3, miss.
3 plus x.
Yeah, 3 plus x.
Well, it means that you made an error there when you subtracted it.
Yes, I didn't put the minus one. Yes.
All right, let me see how best I could go over this.
Mister, before I go over it, right, miss, I have a question.
Mhm.
And the inverse is just doing the opposite, right, miss?
Correct?
Right, miss? So in the original equation, right, miss, let's say minus 3, right, miss? So in the opposite of minus 3 would be plus 3.
Plus 3. But remember, we want to make y, we want to make Y the subject of the formula. So after I interchange here, Andre, look, after I interchange X and Y. This here becomes X and here becomes Y. So now the Y is negative. So that's why I multiply by -1.
Okay, miss.
So you all take down what I have so far. I will go through it step by step. Let me know when you are finished writing.
Finish, miss.
Everybody finish writing? Multiply by -1 for me. So multiply both sides by -1. Multiply both sides by -1. And tell me what you get.
Please, baby, I beg you, come back to me, baby. Everything go on, you go on, baby, and then I come back. You start talking a fucking girl, and she getting salary when the week come and you have to depend on a fucking man. Things that
Are you all finished?
Yeah, miss.
So what do you have on the left-hand side?
-3.
No, you're multiplying both sides by -1. So what do you have on the left-hand side?
-1, miss?
Negative
Negative X. Negative
X,
X.
Negative X, yeah.
right? Then we go
Yes,
again.
miss.
On the right-hand side, what do you have? If you multiply 3 by
Positive.
-1,
-3, miss?
-3. And if you multiply -1 by -2y,
Positive 2y.
right? So 2 is, the y is positive now, right?
Yeah, miss.
Right. Now, step 3, eliminate -3 from the right-hand side. How am I going to eliminate -3? What is the inverse of -3?
Positive.
Positive 2. So 3 minus x is equal to 3 minus 3 plus 2y. So 3 minus x is equal to 2y. How do I make y the subject? What is the inverse of multiply by 2?
Divide by 2.
So y is 3 minus x over 2. And the last step, replace y with f inverse of x. So f inverse of x is 3 minus x over 2. Do you all understand now?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, miss.
All right, so
Miss,
take
if
it
you
out.
forget all the minus one, you'll get marks still?
Well, they ask you to find f inverse. That is how they will know that is your final answer.
Yeah, miss. I forget to put the minus one down.
So make sure you write your answer clearly so that they see it. So take it out, let me see, and we will continue in a few minutes.
Okay, miss, I see where I went wrong.
Miss, which paper is this?
This is January 2021. So do this one for me as practice. Y is equal to 5 minus 3x. Find f inverse. So go ahead, follow the same steps and do that question.
Finish, miss.
You finished it already?
Yeah, miss.
Let's see what you have. Send it on WhatsApp.
Okay, miss, no problem.
Finish, miss.
Send it to me on WhatsApp and we give the others a chance to work it out, okay?
Finish.
Malik, send it to me on WhatsApp. Is anyone still writing?
No, miss.
So the first thing we do, we change y to x and we change x to y. Everything else remains the same. Then we multiply by -1. So negative x is equal to -5 plus 3y. Then we remove 5 from both sides. 5 minus x is equal to 5 minus 5 plus 3y. This will cancel. So 5 minus x is equal to 3y. We divide both sides by the number in front of the y. So y is equal to 5 minus x over 3. And the last step, f inverse 5 minus x over 3. Are we okay?
Yeah, miss.
Did you all
Yeah.
get that?
Yeah, miss.
All right, so let me leave that for a minute up in case persons want to take it on. We want to find the composite function. So I have to clear some space here on my screen. This answer, f inverse of x was 3 minus x over 2. So f squared means that we take f of x and we put it back into the function. So let's write our function. F of x is 3 minus 2x. So a composite function means that we take the function and we put it back into the function. Now, the only time we could make a replacement is where we see x. We cannot replace anything for the constants. So I will write the function 3 minus 2x. And in place of the x, we are replacing it with the whole f function, which is 3 minus 2x. So work out this for me. 3 minus 2 by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 2x. Work out that and tell me what you get.
One.
No,
Oh, miss, I make a mistake. That's
Miss, you'll get negative 3 minus 3 minus 6 plus 4x.
yes, but simplify it, please.
Okay.
Write the 4x first because the 4x is positive. Does anyone have an answer that they want to share? So you have 3 minus 6 plus 4x, which is 4x minus 3. Did you all get that?
Yeah, miss.
miss, I get a mama say why do I put minus 3 add 4x.
That is correct too, Jason. Minus 3 plus 4x. That is correct.
Miss.
So we want to find the value of f inverse of 2. So first, work out f inverse of 2. So replace x with 2. So work out that for me first. 3 minus 2 over 2. Work out that. Oh, it's negative 2. Sorry. This is negative 2. Negative 2. Three minus 2. How much is that? Anybody? 3 minus 2.
That'll be 5 over 2, ma'am.
Thank you, Malik. 5 over 2. Now, the question asked, so we work out this piece already. So now this is 5f of 5 over 2. So second, you have to work out f of 5 over 2. So now replace in the function f of x, which is 3 minus x, replace x with 5 over 2. Is it 3 minus 2? It's 3 minus 2x. So replace x with 5 over 2. So this will be 3 minus 2 by 5 over 2. This morning is recorded, will be posted up on YouTube a little bit this afternoon, right? For persons who join us late.
Monsieur, again, minus 2.
Could somebody confirm minus 2?
Yes.
Very good. All right. Is there anyone still writing?
Miss just now.
No, miss.
All right, let's give Malika a minute again.
Okay, Mr. We'll continue now, thanks.
I will send a little note for you all on how to find the inverse and then composite functions, right? I will send it in a little while. Using a ruler, draw lines x equal to half. Now, the line x equal to half passes through a half on the x-axis. So here is the point a half. This is the line. It means that every point on this line, x is a half. So you may be wondering, well, miss, x, the x-axis is horizontal. How is that line vertical? Because it means that every point on the line x is a half. If I ask you for the coordinates of this point, you will tell me it is a half, 1. If I ask you for the coordinates of this point, you will tell me a half, 3. If I ask for the coordinates of this point, you will tell me a half, 5. So it means in the line in red, every single point on that line, x is a half. So it is a vertical line passing through the point x equals a half. Did you all have that line?
Yes.
miss.
Now, we want to draw this line. X plus y equals a 5. But we need to make y the subject. If I have to make y the subject, what do I eliminate from the left-hand side?
X
X. What is the
X.
inverse of plus x?
Minus x.
So x minus x plus y is 5 minus x. So this will cancel, and y is 5 minus x. So I need to find 2 points to draw that line. So the 2 points that I'm going to draw are when x is 0 and when x is 5. So find the corresponding y values for me for this line. This topic is linear programming, right? Does anyone have the corresponding y values?
5 and 0.
Could somebody confirm what Jason is saying? 5 and 0? Could anybody confirm Jason's answer? 5 and 0? When x is equal to 0, y is 5 minus 0, which is 5. And when x is equal to 5, y is 5 minus 5, which is 0. Did you all get that?
Yes.
So we have 2 points. The first point, when x is 0, y is 5. So that is this point here. The second point, when x is 5, y is 0. So we draw in a straight line through those points. So here I have drawn 2 lines. This is the line x is equal to a half, and this is the line x plus y is equal to 5.
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
I have the points, right, miss? But I drew the line wrong, miss. I didn't draw the line connecting straight to one another.
Well, remember the purpose of finding the 2 points is to draw a straight line. So I'll give you all a minute to draw the line, and we will continue.
Miss, what I do is, right, miss, I find the points, and then I draw a line running straight through the both of them, and I end up with a square, like, not a triangle.
Well, we didn't reach a triangle yet because we still have 1 line to draw.
Yeah, miss.
So here I have this point, this line, and I have this line. The only one I have to draw is y equal to x. So what it means, if x is 1, for the line y equal to x. If x is 1, y is 1. If x is 2, y is 2. If x is 3, y is 3. If x is 4, y is 4. If x is 5, y is 5. If x is 6, y is 6. But we don't need all those points. We just need 2 points. So you could choose 2 points and you could draw the line. So we have 1, 1, and we can use 6, 6. So take those 2 points and draw the line. And the common region is this region here. So to reinforce what we did in this question, I am going to change up the values, and I'm going to send you a question similar to this. So as soon as you all are finished writing, we will write the homework.
Okay, miss.
So you're using the same working of the question and you're doing the new question that I'm going to assign. So spare 2 minutes with me. I know it is 11 o'clock and you all are hungry. Just spare 2 minutes with me. Let me write the question for homework and you all will leave. And as soon as you all have finished the question for homework, please send it for me on WhatsApp. Don't wait until the next class, okay?
Yeah, miss. No problem.
No problem.
All right, can I change the screen and write the question?
Yeah, miss.
Yeah, miss.
Is anyone still writing?
No.
Mm-mm.
All right, homework. F of x is defined as 5 plus 4x. So these are the x values, and I want the corresponding f of x values. -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That is part A. Part A, part 1. Part 2, you're finding f inverse of x. Part 3, you're finding f squared of x. Part 4, you're finding f of f inverse of 2. Part B, part 1, using a ruler, draw the following lines. X is equal to 1.5 and x plus y is equal to 6. And part 2, label R where x is greater than or equal to 1.5, y is greater than or equal to x, and x plus y is less than or equal to 6. So for practice, the reinforce
excuse
what
me.
we, yeah, go ahead.
You could scroll down a little bit and I see the last part. Okay, thanks.
To reinforce what we did this morning in the relation functions and graphs, I humbly ask that you attempt this question, right? You follow the same working that was done. I will send the solutions for you in a few minutes, right? So you could look at these solutions and you could look at the question and do it as well. And when you all are finished, you could go for lunch. And don't forget to fill out the form for the role for this morning and this afternoon, okay?
Yeah, miss. No problem. Enjoy your day, miss.
Enjoy the news, this year.
All right, you too, bye-bye.
Enjoy the rest of the day, miss.
You too, Adesh. Bye. Bridget and Khalees, did you all understand what was taught this morning?
Yeah, miss, I understand.
Okay. Khalees and Bridget, do you all understand?
Miss, by chance, for the lessons, we have any homework?
Yes, we have homework. It's the last question we have to do. I will tell you which year it was. Kendall, I believe it was June 2017, questions 1 to 10.
Oh, okay.
So On the group, I sent the solutions. So scroll right down to the bottom, and that last here I didn't do. So you have to do that one for whole.